With that, I see we are now streaming live on YouTube. So I'd like to welcome everyone for a very exciting announcement, a very exciting day here in the town of Prescott. We do have some great news. And I think Minister McKenna actually started off a moment ago by saying we could all use some good news right now. So hopefully we're going to provide that today for Prescott and Augusta and the entire area. Again, welcome everyone who's watching on YouTube. I'm Mayor Brett Todd of the town of Prescott. Want to start off this morning by announcing our guests today. We do have a number of great guests joining us this morning for the announcement, starting off with the Honorable Catherine McKenna, Federal Minister of Infrastructure and Communities, MP Neil Ellis, Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Agriculture and Agri-Food, and of course, Member of Parliament for the Bay of Quinte. Got our great friend, the Honorable Steve Clark, our local MPP, and also, of course, Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing. We also have some other local guests, Mayor Doug Malenka from the Township of Augusta, and thank Doug for joining us today. We've got United Counties of Leeds and Grenville Warden Roger Haley also joining us today. Prescott councillors, Burton, Jansman, McConnell, Ostrander, Shankar, and Young are here with us today. I also want to thank Augusta councillors. I'm not sure who's watching out there from Augusta, but they've been great partners here as well. So Michelle Bowman, Tanya Henry, Samantha Schapelhuman, and Jeff Shaver. And of course, I also want to welcome our Arena Fundraising co-chairs, Judy Burry and David Beatty, and of course, all of our town staff and members of the media today. I'll just get us started with a couple of words from our unofficial national anthem from Stompin' Tom. Just wanted to use this one today. Hello out there, we're on the air. Gives everybody a pretty good idea of what we're about to announce here in a moment with regards to our recreation facility. So with that, we'll move along and I'll introduce MP Ellis to say some words on behalf of the federal government.
Thank you, Mayor Todd, and it's great to see you again and a great day with this announcement. Good afternoon and welcome everyone. I'm pleased to be here with all of you for this very exciting announcement for Prescott community. I would like to extend a warm welcome to Minister Catherine McKenna, Minister Steve Clark, His Worship Brett Todd, His Worship Doug Malenka, Councillors Beatty and Burrell, and CAO Matthew Armstrong, who are all with us here today. The project we are announcing this afternoon is going to have a positive impact for the residents of the town of Prescott and surrounding communities. I, for one, am very excited to see the final results. For nearly a year now, we have faced outstanding challenges during the COVID-19 pandemic. Ontario communities, like those across Canada, need help, and we are continuing to support them. Strategic investments in community and culture infrastructure are critical to building communities where residents can thrive. Modern, accessible recreation spaces provide Canadians with places where they can connect, learn, and share common experiences. Now more than ever, we need to ensure these spaces are conducive for safe gatherings. That's why today's project is welcome investment for the Prescott community and its residents. To tell you more, I would like to call upon the Honourable Minister McKenna to provide remarks on behalf of the Government of Canada. Thank you.
Well, thanks very much, Neil. You're such a great champion, well, for Bay of Quinte, but also the broader area. Thank you very much, Mayor Todd. It's great to see also Steve Clark from the province. These projects don't happen without partnerships with the province. Mayor Malenka, Warden Haley, we got a lot of councillors. I saw we got the fundraising chair, so that's really important, the person who can also bring in the money. Anyway, I'm really thrilled to be here today. I'm coming to you from my office in Ottawa Centre, on the traditional territory of the Algonquin and Anishinaabe peoples. And you can't actually see it too well, but behind me I have a piece of infrastructure. It's a 100-year-old Algonquin birch bark canoe. So infrastructure comes in many different shapes and forms. It has been such a challenging time for folks, and I know it continues to be a really challenging time, and our government has been focused on, of course, supporting folks through the pandemic. 80 cents of every dollar is federal investments to support people, to support businesses, to support communities. In my portfolio, I've also been focused on how do we create jobs now? How do we make sure that we're building infrastructure that needs to be built through the pandemic, but also, as we say, building back better. I've been focused on getting money out the door, but in projects going, 3,100 projects have been approved since the pandemic started, worth $8.6 billion, which is important because we will get through this, but we need jobs. We need to grow our economy, and we need to continue building our communities across the country. I know that mayors have appreciated this. We also doubled the gas tax fund. Thankfully, we've renamed it because gas and tax is really a terrible name for something. The Canada Community Building Fund, which is really more appropriate. The town of Prescott received over $250,000 in 2020. We're doubling that. So I know that that will go a long way, and that's true in communities across Ontario and our country. And we also announced the COVID-19 resilience stream with the province of Ontario. Once again, it's 80 cents in every dollar is going to things that we need to do. We desperately need to upgrade ventilation in schools, as well as long-term care homes. That'll make a difference now, but also beyond the pandemic. But here today, I'm very excited to be talking about a project that I heard a bit about, something that's very important to the community. I'm someone who's an athlete and a big community champion, and I know how important community spaces and rec centers are. They're the heart of the community often. They're places where people to go to get exercise, to meet their friends. And they also attract people to communities. That when you have community and rec centers, that those are places where people want to live and they want to raise their families. And I think we also have recognized through the pandemic, physical, mental, social health is so incredibly important. So that is also what rec centers represent. So now we'll get to the punchline. That's why I'm so pleased to announce that the federal government is contributing over $5.3 million to build a new multi-use recreational center in the town of Prescott. But as Mayor Malenka has made clear, this is also a partnership. So it will benefit people far beyond the town of Prescott. Les espaces communautaires et les centres récréatifs sont au cœur des endroits où les gens veulent vivre et où ils veulent élever leur famille. C'est pourquoi je suis tellement heureuse d'annoncer que le gouvernement fédéral verse plus de 5,3 millions de dollars pour construire un nouveau centre récréatif polyvalent dans la ville de Prescott. This new recreation complex will provide the residents of Prescott and in surrounding communities with access to modern and reliable recreational infrastructure where they can enjoy sports, maintain healthy lifestyles, and partake in recreational programs for years to come. Also, I heard that there wasn't a rink for a while, so I know that this is something that is also going to make a real difference. I imagine that folks are really excited about this new facility for that reason. As I always say, every dollar that we invest that's taxpayer money needs to get multiple benefits. It needs to create immediate jobs, which is what this will do. It needs to create economic growth, which I know this will also do. And it also has to improve the quality of life for people in communities, which this will do. So a great example of getting triple benefits from every single dollar that we're investing. Let me just conclude by saying we just announced our budget last week. I know there's a lot going on, but I think the budget was focused on how do we conquer COVID in the short term? How do we punch our way out of the COVID-19 recession in the medium term? And how do we build a more resilient Canada? That's a Canada that is cleaner, where we have tackled climate change and achieved net zero by 2050. That's where we have an improved quality of life for all Canadians, and that's a Canada that is prosperous and competitive. A few highlights. I know that a lot of people would have seen that we're making a big investment in childcare. We need affordable and accessible childcare across the country, reaching $10 a day in the next 5 years. That's as much as about supporting the quality of education for kids, to supporting parents as supporting our economy, because we can have more women back to work, which is really important to our growth and our competitiveness. We've also extended our benefits and our supports to businesses and to Canadians. We brought in a new program to make it easier to hire laid off workers or to bring on new ones. And for a lot of local communities, investments in the tourism business has been really important because it's been a really challenging time. And I know that's probably a big part of also what what people do to come enjoy your area. and of course, investments for the future. So another fund that you will hopefully be looking forward to is the Green Inclusive Communities Fund. That's money directly with municipalities to retrofit community centers or rec centers, or to build new net zero ones, because we got to look to the future. We also have the Healthy Communities Initiative, small local projects up to $250,000, where we put in 100% of the money. It can be anything from Wi-Fi hotspots to arts, to community gardens. We want to hear your ideas. So we're here to support you. This is a great day, a great announcement. And you know what? I look forward to coming to the rink sometime. You don't want me skating, but I'll be cheering. So thanks very much, everyone.
Thank you very much, Minister McKenna. And of course, we'll be very happy to have you down in Prescott as soon as we get that facility built. Thanks so much to you and MP Ellis. And Neil, great to see you again as well. I remember those days fondly with the Mayor's Caucus way back when, before you went on to bigger and better things, but always great to see you. And thanks again so much to you both for those kind words and for joining us this morning. And of course, for the check that's coming not too far down the line as well. And moving along, I want to welcome our great friend and local MPP and of course, Minister Steve Clark. Steve, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks, Brett. Good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank Mayor Todd and his council and the other municipal representatives, our warden, other mayors and other members of council that are here today. I really appreciate the fact that this is such a collegial event among our municipal colleagues. I think you all know that today I'm here on behalf of the Honourable Laurie Scott, Ontario's Minister of Infrastructure, to announce Ontario's contribution of over $4.4 million to this very exciting project in Prescott and area for the construction of an all-year multi-use recreational complex. And I also want to make sure everyone knows that I'm also bringing you greetings and congratulations from our local member of parliament, Michael Barrett, who wanted me to congratulate everyone here, including his colleagues in the House of Commons, for making this wonderful announcement. Today is a much anticipated announcement that is going to provide the people of Prescott an area with a new arena and a new community focal point. And as we all know, a community center is a place where many diverse activities and gatherings take place. It contributes to a healthy community. And this new ice pad is going to be a significant upgrade from the Leo Boyven Arena, having a seating capacity on 800 on both sides, a walking track. I have to let everyone know, I did call our Ridings Hockey Hall of Famer, Leo Boyven, just prior to this press conference to give him the good news. Leo was thrilled, and I hope at some point in the future we can get on the ice together. He's still, even at his age, he's still a lot better skater than I am, but I'll try to keep up to him. But I did want everyone to know that I did talk to Leo, and he was thrilled with this announcement today. The community center is also going to have a number of multiple community rooms, providing multi-function options, outdoor softball diamonds, outdoor soccer fields. I'm just so honored that I have had the opportunity to champion this project, been supported by all levels of government. The impact in this community and area will be significant. And I'm so glad that David Beatty and Judy Buree, our two fundraisers, are on this call. Again, they've done an incredible job. And I just want to thank them and all our municipal colleagues for being here. All orders of government continue to work together for the people of Ontario to make strategic infrastructure investments in communities right across the province when they're needed most. And our government is investing over $10.2 billion under the Investing in Canada Infrastructure Program to improve public transit, community and culture, recreation, green and rural and northern community, with those priority infrastructure projects that you've prioritized in your communities. Specifically under the program that funds this particular project, the Community Culture and Recreation Infrastructure Stream, Ontario is investing approximately $320 million over the next 10 years. And the stream supports the construction of new facilities. It funds upgrades of existing facilities and community infrastructure, things like community centers and libraries, recreational venues like this arena and other recreation spaces, and cultural spaces that we've relied on, things like theaters and museums. I followed this project through the system at Queen's Park, and I actually had an early rendering of the Prescott Community Center on the wall at the ministry office after the first presentation that the town of Prescott had to the Minister of Infrastructure. I'd like to close by just congratulating the town of Prescott and our area municipalities. This is an exciting new community center, and I want to recognize the hard work and the collaborative approach taken by the federal and our own provincial government to make this project a reality. Thank you so much. Merci beaucoup. Can't wait to get on the ice, Brett, and I'll try to keep my elbows down.
Thanks so much, Steve. Maybe we can host another skating party there when we get to. We had one of the last big events there. We had a great day. That was in the middle of a snowstorm too, though, but very memorable. Thanks so much for those kind words, and thanks so much for all your hard work on this. This obviously wouldn't have happened without your great support, so I can't thank you enough. So moving along, I do have a few remarks myself, but before that, I will go to our great partner, Doug Malenka, Mayor of the Township of Augusta. It's been mentioned a couple times already, the tremendous partnership we have forged with Augusta here, and that's due in large part to Doug and his vision and his great friendship and all we've been doing to work together with Augusta here. It involves both the arena and almost everything else, actually, but that's a whole other story. But Mayor Malenka, please, if you have any words this morning.
Thanks so much, Brett. I'll keep it very short. First, congratulations to the town of Prescott on this. Great work by yourself and your council. I know that you worked hard to get it, and it's going to be a boon to the whole region. I want to shout out to all the local champions and include in that MVP Steve Clark, who is just behind us on everything. And then to David Beatty and Judy Barry for bringing this truly into a community thing. Look forward to future partnerships with the town of Prescott to make this area grow and just increase in quality of life and prosperity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mayor Malenka. Thanks so much for joining us this morning, and thanks for all you've done to foster this great partnership between Augusta and Prescott. Sky's the limit for what we can do together here. And moving along, of course, and last but absolutely not least, today we have our fundraising co-chairs in Judy Barry and David Beatty. Obviously, this project would not have gotten to this point without the great support of our two amazing fundraising co-chairs. So I'll turn it over to Judy and David for a few words. And again, thank you both so much for all you have done to raise that funding and bring the community together as well.
Thank you so much, Brett. We are so incredibly grateful to both the provincial and federal government for the infrastructure dollars. Steve, we will get you on that ice as soon as it's in that rink, and we're looking forward to a hockey game. The people of Prescott and South Grenville have been missing their gathering space for a very long time, and we are going to be able to bring them a state-of-the-art arena with a walking path, all kinds of opportunities in there, training rooms, community rooms, that we are sorely lacking in all of South Grenville. So we're very grateful, very appreciative, and I can't wait to see the shovels in the ground. Thank you again.
Thank you so much, Judy. David.
We're so excited that this project has come to fruition. It's through the cooperation of so many, the Government of Canada, the Province of Ontario, all of the local municipalities. Judy and I are just thrilled with the support that we've received. We've been in a very quiet fundraising mode for the last year and a half, 2 years. We've raised a little over 70% of our goal. Our goal is $3.2 million. We will be having a fundraising committee meeting later on this afternoon. And I'm sure once the word is out, that last 25, 30% will come very, very quickly. So thanks everyone for your support. And we really look forward to the ribbon cutting, hopefully not too distant future.
Thank you so much, David. Thanks very much, Judy. Just got a few words myself this afternoon. Just hopefully I can get through this because it's actually quite an emotional day for me. It's been quite the roller coaster the last few years, quite frankly. And anyone that knows me knows my emotional attachment to that old arena and to hockey in Prescott, figure skating. It is the hub of this community. So when we did have that unfortunate assessment back in 2018 that we had to shut down, it was one of the more devastating days of my life, quite frankly. but it also did galvanize me and to basically set a goal in front of me. Basically, I'd just been acclaimed for the next term of council, so that was pretty much tops on the list. Who'd have known that we have COVID along the way as well to deal with? But it's been, I guess the old proverb goes, "May you live in interesting times," which is a curse, but we've certainly had some interesting times. But I've told this story locally, and it gets right back to the heart of how much this rink means to me. My father worked for the town of Prescott for a long time, and he was one of the first, if not the first, arena managers at that facility, the Leo Boyven Community Center. And one of my very first memories as a kid was getting out in the ice and my father teaching me to skate. I remember everything about those days, right down to the music that was on. Eric Clapton's "I Shot the Sheriff" on 8-track, no less, on the old sound system. And it's just one of those moments you bonding with your father that we all know here in Canada around a rink and a sheet of ice. And that really goes to just how much having that rink in town means to me and how devastated I was when we lost it. But at the same time, we rebounded quite quickly after that day. We got people together. We came together as a community. We came together as a team. Want to thank council of the time, and of course the council that came in 2018 as well. We added Councillor Shankar to the mix, and we formed a great team there, and we've all worked together with staff, and of course with our partners of the province and the federal government, and with the Township of Augusta, which again I can't thank Augusta more for coming on board with this. It's been such just a tremendous team effort all the way around, and I am just so grateful for everyone on this call today for the personal support and also, of course, the professional support to get this through and make it happen. Want to particularly thank again Mayor Malenka for coming on board, showing that we have such great support with our one great friend here in South Grenville. Can't thank Doug enough for that. Want to thank Steve Clark, of course. Steve's been a good friend for a long time. He's been a great friend of Prescott, even before that, going way back to the old mayor days, where he served in Brockville. It's a great regional guy, great provincial guy now. And again, I can't thank Steve enough for his leadership on this and helping us get this through. It's very, very much appreciated, my friend. I want to thank the federal government, of course, for coming on board here and all this tremendous support today. Great to see my old friend Neil from our old Mayor's Caucus days. It's really good to have him on the call this morning. And of course, Minister McKenna, so grateful to have you here today as well. And I also want to thank, I've really got to single out our fundraising chairs. Both Judy and David both came forward and personally offered me support to get this going right off the bat. And of course, I couldn't say yes fast enough. They're both such incredible community leaders and have done so much for the entire area over the years. And I really want to single out David Beattie, though. David has been just such an incredible community leader, Brockville in the area. The generosity that he has shown to so many organizations really knows no bounds. And for when he contacted me immediately after the arena closed to offer his support with this, it really bolstered my spirits, because I just thought, if a guy like David Beattie thinks this can happen and is going to put his incredible resources and his ability behind it and help us out and help me out, we're going to make this happen. David's always said that every crisis is an opportunity, and sure enough, he helped us turn this crisis into a tremendous opportunity. And with that, I'll just close. I'll go back to Stomp and Tom again, and just final words that, that the puck goes in, the home team wins. And I think we've won today. We're all the home team here. We've had a tremendous victory for the entire region, and I'm really looking forward. We'll be getting the pre-qualifications out on this almost immediately. We should have those out on Friday, with an aim towards getting shovels in the ground as early as July. So we're not fooling around with this, folks. We're going to try to get people back on the ice, and hopefully we can welcome everyone down for a big skating party here in the not too distant future. So I'll leave off with my remarks this morning. Again, thanks to everyone and all those in the community as well. I really, there's too many people to thank there, but we've had such great support across Prescott, Augusta, and the entire region. It's been absolutely tremendous. And of course, through all of Leeds Grenville. And I want to really thank my friend Roger Haley, the warden of United Counties, for being on here today, because this is a regional success, and it's great that we can all celebrate here together. So thanks very much, everyone. And I think I'll turn it over to our our CAO, Matthew Armstrong, and leave off with great thanks to Matt and his team here for putting together such tremendous application that got us to this point, and just for doing such a great job of putting the puck in the net here for us. So, Matt, I understand we're turning it over for media questions at this point.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. So I'll call on each of the individuals from the media and just ask you to unmute your mic and ask a question if you so desire. So I'll start with Bruce Wiley from Move 104.9.
Again, congratulations, Brett. What a great announcement today for Prescott. All right, so you're hoping to get shovels in the ground in July. When do you hope that that the rink would be completed?
Bruce, it's still a little up in the air right now. We do have to see what the responses are back from the RFPs. So we can't really commit to a date, but we're talking very optimistically would be very late 2022, more realistically, probably 2023.
Do you have, has a contractor been thought about yet, or are we too early to talk about that?
Well, we have we had some knowledge that this was coming for a little while, of course. So we have done the preliminary, the engineering work, and we're fully shovel ready, and we're going out for pre-qualifications starting. Matt, I believe we could have that out as early as Friday, right?
That's correct.
So we're hitting the ground running on this, and we should have more news on that very, very shortly, with an idea towards RFPs and everything going through in June with a selection. Matthew, I believe we're talking very early July, very late June for potential selection of to award the tender for the work.
We hope to have a selection in July and a moving forward very shortly thereafter.
And the one thing to note is this includes, like we talk a lot about the arena, but it's a huge recreational complex overall, one of the biggest in the region. So it's the arena, it's ball fields, it's soccer fields, likely a dog park will be included in this as well, and also a relocated skateboard park. So this is going to be kind of an all-in recreational facility for the entire region.
This looks like
pretty much concurrently, a little bit after the awarding of the RFP for the arena, but the ball fields and so forth will be coming almost immediately afterwards. So there'll be a lot of activity there later this summer and fall.
It looks like a $13 million project. So 3.2 million has to be raised locally. How far are we along there, Judy?
Just if I could, before I let Judy answer that, there is one. The town of Prescott contribution is listed at 3.5 million in the document. It's a little higher than that because we did have to, and I can't really give up the full details, and Matthew could if we need more, but we had to pre-commit some funding and so forth, and there were some smaller amounts that weren't eligible for funding. So Matt, what is our exact contribution there? It's not 3.5, it's around 5, wasn't it?
It's approximately 5, correct.
Yes.
Yes.
The municipal contribution is approximately 5 million, and of course we're looking at 3 million raising in the fundraising portion of that. So a very modest hit to the taxpayers of the town of Prescott here. Judy, please. Sorry to interrupt.
That's okay. We are having a fundraising committee meeting this afternoon to celebrate the news. As David mentioned, we are about 75% towards our goal. I'm actually very optimistic we'll go over our $3.2 million goal. We still have a lot of naming opportunities, and we were both waiting for the announcement because we believe that, once the announcement from both the federal and provincial government came through, that the opportunities for the community to really participate were going to open up. And so we anticipate being very busy for the next couple of weeks, and we're both very sure that we're going to reach that goal, if not go over it. So we're 75% of the way there, and I'll be confirming with my committee at 5 o'clock tonight the exact amount, but we're really pleased with where we are right now.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Judy.
Next, we'll move to Brandon Piper from Moose FM.
Hello all. It looks like Bruce actually beat me to the punch on that one, so you'll have to skip me on this. But thanks so much for all this. It sounds like it's great news for the community, and thanks so much for letting us in on this.
Thank you.
And finally, we have Wayne Lowry from the Brockville Recorder and Times.
Hey, Wayne.
Hi, Mr. Mayor, and congratulations. A great day for you guys. I'm just a little unclear on what the total estimated cost of the community center might be. Could someone explain that to me?
Matt, if you could give Mr. Lowry the full number there.
Certainly. So it's estimated to cost approximately $14.5 million, and that's inclusive of both eligible and ineligible costs for the grant. And so the information that you received today and in the media release pertains to the eligible costs, but there are some ineligible costs that are included in there as well. And so certainly we're looking at approximately $14.5 million for the project. Thank you.
Okay, that covers it. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Wayne.
I believe that concludes our media questioning. Thank you.
Okay, well, I guess that actually brings us to the end of today's announcement. So, and we're pretty much right on time. That's always good. But because everyone has very busy days, I'm sure. But I just want to thank everyone again. And the one thing I did want to note, follow up with what Minister Clark did mention is Leo Boyven, our great Hockey Hall of Famer here. Leo, actually, I did make sure he was invited to the call today so he could call in, but he wasn't able to make it for the call itself, but knew this was happening, and it's great that Steve gave him that call as well, because Leo has been a huge inspiration here as well. And another inspiration is Elaine Chartrand. I want to make sure I mention Elaine and the Chartrand family, because they've been great supporters of us here in Prescott, and we're all very proud of Elaine and her incredible accomplishments as a Canadian women's figure skating champion. So I did want to acknowledge the Chartrands on the call today as well. We helped her out with some ice time back when, and really assisted with her training, because we knew she was going to go on to great things. And that's we mentioned Leo a lot, and we really stress hockey. We've got Ben Hutton, we've got Todd Gill from this area. We've got some great hockey legends, but we can't forget our figure skaters as well. And Elaine has certainly made us all very proud in recent years, and is a great product of Prescott and the area. So I want to thank the Chartrands as well. And this is also, this is for you, Leo. We can't wait to get out on the ice with you. So I want to thank everyone again today for joining us. Fantastic day for the town of Prescott. Thanks so much to the federal and provincial governments for this very generous funding donation. Thanks to the entire community for the support here through some tough few years without a rink, but rest assured, folks, we're going to get everyone back on the ice as soon as possible. So exciting time ahead, and look for the construction to begin in the northwest end of Prescott very shortly. So thanks, everyone, and take care, stay well, and we'll get through this pandemic together too. So we'll see you all in Prescott on the ice in the not too distant future. Take care, folks, and be well.
Bye. Congratulations.
Congrats. Thanks.